Alright, Chris.
Alright, Jason.
Check out my orange pimp suit.
Very nice.
Turned out our landlord had over 3 million in his bank account, so I've made a couple of withdrawals. We don't have to live in this hovel anymore. We're absolutely made.
Up next, we have The Manster. This is an old sci-fi film which is incredibly hard to get hold of. It's about a reporter called Larry who travels to Japan to do a report on a mad scientist.
Well, poor old American Larry gets injected with a really nasty formula. When he sleeps with a bunch of hot Japanese women, the formula kicks into action and he, strangely enough, turns into a two-headed monster. The Manster is a pretty good film. Basically, it makes use of the old Jekyll and Hyde conflict of a man's good and evil sides. But in this case, it's more a war between the rational and the bestial. Poor Larry is torn. One part of him covets a loving wife, a steady career, and a little tissue shoved into his breast pocket, right here, right here. But another part of Larry wants to scandalously rip that tissue out of his pocket and throw it away, and smart bomb every vagina he comes across.
You know, Doc, I don't know which I like better. Japanese sake or Japanese geisha?
What's the difference? Plenty of both here.
Kanpai.
Bottoms up.
Despite its clumsy geishas and the fact that it's set in the parallel Japan where everyone is American, The Manster has some fun moments which set it apart from other dated sci-fi. The film makes funny attempts to rise above its status as a crappy B-grade horror and deliver meaningful moments of high drama. For example,
You used to be my wife. And before that, you were my sweetheart. Maybe I offended the gods. Honey, I didn't used to believe in gods. Forgive me.
The Manster clearly has ambitions beyond its league, which makes it one of the more interesting Jekyll and Hyde treatments. The SFX are a bit dated, but basically actually quite impressive for the budget, and if nothing else, it's a better Man with Two Heads movie than Men in Black fucking 2. The Manster is probably available on Amazon, but I don't know. And now our favourite part of the show, Lazy Cinema Whores. Welcome to Lazy Cinema Whores. Now we all know that film is big business, and in my city there is no bigger player in that business than the Odeon cinema chain. With their oversized cinemas, limited range of screenings, and suites expensive enough to burn a hole in your pocket big enough to expose your balls, it's very clear that they are not fanatical about film as they claim, but in fact, fanatical about money. And there's nothing wrong with that. But a few years ago they signed a deal with the Orange Phone Company. The deal was, Orange would flog tickets to their customers for Odeon cinemas, and in return, the Odeon would actually run a series of adverts for Orange directly before their features.
I'm okay with the contemporary part.
What if it wasn't New York, but New Zealand?
Yeah, I like that.
Well, New York is integral to the story.
Just as New Zealand is integral to ours.
What's your story?
We make the fourth in the trilogy.
Trilogy is 3.
Come on, free your mind. Forget the Shire, set it in the future. You exchange the rings for the mobile phones.
Mobile phones. That's a completely different idea.
Listen to me now. Lord of the Ringtones.
Return of the phone call.
It's all there. I'm feeling that.
Am I the only one who finds it offensive that Orange would try and win the favour of cinema goers by making fun of them? Making a giant joke out of the fact that they treat film as an easily exploited commodity and nothing more. Personally, I like big evil companies to at least pretend that they have some kind of noble goal, that they're not just an evil capitalist machine. I mean, just pretend. It's simple respect. Odeon do it with their fanatical about film slogan. Imagine if other companies took the approach of Orange.
Struggling with debts, bills mounting up, unmanageable payments? Don't worry. Register with Debt Direct and we'll consolidate all of your debts into one manageable monthly payment. That's right, it's like being fucked by one big cock instead of lots of small ones. But you still have to pay off money, it's just going to be one massive crushing monthly payment that you still can't pay off, and then we'll come around and break your legs and we'll take great pleasure in it because you're an idiot and we just want your money, and when you don't pay us we'll smash your legs into pieces because you're stupid. That's right, you're stupid. Watching Sky TV in the middle of the day when you got all these debts, what the hell are you thinking of? We hate you and we think you're stupid.
You see what I mean, right? It's offensive. You don't want adverts taking the piss out of you. And that's what the Orange commercials do. They take the piss out of you. Because no matter how ludicrous the suggestions put forward by the Orange film panel,
Lord of the Ringtones!
Very often, the film you're about to see is far worse than what they've suggested. And it's entirely because those with the money really are that scared of risk. And I know all this is true because I've sat in an Odeon cinema and I've paid money. And I actually went to see Van Helsing in the cinema!
But there is one good thing about the Orange film adverts. It allows you to quite effectively gauge how stupid people are in the Odeon cinema you've just come to. Here's a good audience.
Lord of the Ringtones!
As you can see, the audience are slightly insulted and quite bored by the Orange advert. Here's a bad audience.
Lord of the Ringtones!
Colon, Return of the Phone Call.
It's all there?
Sucks. Sucks. Is that Elvish for wonderful?
The people in the cinema are morons. You should leave immediately.
So there you have it, the Orange film adverts. A scum-sucking corporate attempt at irony. Keep watching Rent Boys. The only show that refuses to sell out, and that is a fact.
You know what, Jay Sonovic? I'm so glad we have our run back and we can watch films for the rest of our lives and we never have to work again.
I'm not so sure about that, Chris. This is the last bit of money we have! I spent it all! This suit didn't come cheap!
What are we going to do now?
Do you really think this is convincing? I mean, it doesn't really look like a breast, it looks more like a pair of tennis balls or something, you know? I haven't really...
You don't look like a fucking woman.
I haven't
what
got
are you
the
talking
hips
about?
for child rearing, so...
Just shut up, alright?
Well, how are we gonna...
It's your fault we're in this mess in the first place.
Alright.
Just shut the fuck up. Hey, alright man, how's it going?
Yeah, not too bad.
You looking to have yourself a good time?
Yeah.
Sweet.
How much is a piece of Anson?
About £5 an hour, I'd say.
£5 an
Shut
hour?
up!
Alright, so is she a kinky bitch? Like,
oh man,
well, not really.
She's into everything. She's into
Nice,
everything. I mean,
nice.
shut up. She's in. I mean, she'll do anything you want, man.
All
This
right.
girl's only 12 years old. I mean, she's gonna make your dick explode. Seriously.
Okay. What? Are you sure? Like, I mean, no, we're thinking maybe we could
cheers,
like
dude.
open the start business.
There you go.
Sell. Oh,
There you go.
things.
See you later.
Sell potatoes. What's your name?
I don't man.
Sure. Where are we going?